Salt and water get together and form something called ferrous oxide. What's that? Rust. And now the bus is out of commission. Nabby went to NASA and said, got anything stronger than steel? And it's light. And they went, yep, fiberglass. That special kind of fiberglass. So you've seen the Nabby buses on the highway around town. They're the ones with a little concertina in between the two buses linked together. They're made of fiberglass. The engines are much smaller, much lighter, therefore more passengers, therefore more cha-ching. And when the bus, somebody dings it, they take a saw and they go, and they put another one, they go, done. Almost put General Motors out of the bus business. They're the #1 bus company in North America. Hungarian company. Number 8, keep it simple, please. 1589, a monk by the name of Father Occam came up with a concept and a theory called Occam's razor. Yes, what does it say? The most elegant solution to a problem has the fewest number of steps and is the most simple. Allow me to please show you a product that is the embodiment of Father Occam. And there it is. Does it get any simpler than that? Does it get any simpler than that? A pair of chopsticks. Awesome. We have to have clarity, because if we don't, here's a picture of a town in Wisconsin. I kid you not. This is an actual picture of this town. Can you imagine? Good Lord.
A lot of prisoners.
You got to make a choice, my friend. You got to figure out what's important, because if you don't, see, the idea here isn't to figure out which way to choose so that you don't hit the track. It's walk to the end of the track and wait for the train, then you'll know. Don't make a choice about something you can't see. Let me show you an idea that I learned from Stephen Covey when I studied with him. This is Stephen Covey's concept, the 4-quadrant concept for thinking, and it's profound, my friends. In life, there are things that are urgent and not urgent. There are things that are important and not important. There's nothing else. So you know what's in here, urgent and important? Oh, that's crises. Stress, burnout, crisis management, putting out fires. 80% of the population live in quadrant 1. Then you got quadrant number 2, not important, it's urgent but not important. Focusing on short-term, waste of time, managing crises. Your reputation is a chameleon. You change every time somebody asks you. You see goals as worthless. We are victims. Yes, everything is someone else's fault. I feel out of control and I got no relationships. And then, of course, it could be not urgent and not important, which is called junk mail. Yes, but this is what happens to you when you focus on not urgent and not important. But as Covey says, what is not urgent but important, reestablishing a relationship with your father, reestablishing a business relationship with a friend you had a machlokas, an argument with 10 years ago. He says, now, if you look in here, the results are beautiful. They are vision, they are perspective, they are balance, discipline, control. No crises. The only things that matter in life are those that are important but not urgent. It's just a matter of functionally sitting down and forcing yourself to be fastidious in making sure that your life is run this way. Now, I started at Aish Torah 1978 in the home of Nachum Braverman and his wife, Muna. There were 7 of us. And we sat on the floor, and I said to him, I'm not going to be Orthodox. He said, did I ask you to be? That's only Nachum would. And I said, you know, I'm not a super Jew. He says, I can see that. I said, what do you want of me? He says, nothing. Why are you here? I said, because I think you're a really interesting guy. So that was my introduction. And then, some years later, I received the gift. And the gift was called the 48 Ways to Wisdom. This is one of the most profound influences on my life. Nothing has been more profound than the 48 Ways of my life. What did Rabbi Weinberg say? You want to win the Olympic Games 100 meters? Use the 48 Ways. Want to succeed in business? Use the 48 Ways. Want to achieve a wonderful relationship with your wife and children? Use the 48 ways. I'd like to share with you just 3 of them. Way number 4 is introduce yourself to yourself. I know that sounds funny, but Rabbi Weinberg used to say, don't go through life making assumptions about who you are. You got to meet yourself. Before the crisis comes along and forces issue, you got to know who you are. It's part of what I said before. Rabbi Weinberg said in number 6 was mastering fear. He said, you pay good money to go on a roller coaster, but he says, you got to find out how to use fear as an energy source. Brilliant idea. And in way number 8, he said, constant joy gives you power, motivation, confidence to achieve things that otherwise seem too difficult. He said, joy is pure energy. Like Rabbi Pliskin said, that happiness is an obligation. It's an obligation. So let me share with you my understanding of these 3. Be yourself, everybody else is taken. It's true, right? Oscar Wilde said that. Might as well be yourself. Now, fear is one of my favorite words. I also think it's an acronym, so if you don't mind, I'll convert it into an acronym. And then if you don't mind, I'd like to banish this word because I think it's stupid, so I'll just banish it. Get out of there. Thank you. And in its place, I will tell you what I think it stands for. False evidence that appears real. Fear. False evidence that appears real. I thought I was afraid of heights, so I learned to fly in a small plane. Then I wasn't afraid of it. Amazing. The minute they put me behind the controls, the fear was all gone. False evidence that appears real. Or you can say that you're finally empowered to achieve results. It's your choice. It's how you see things. Constant joy. This is how every day of my life, this is my constant joy. There is my son giving my Gianna Marie, my granddaughter, celebration of Hanukkah. There's my Shana, who's a rock and roll singer. Oi, go It's okay. And there's my little one on her first day on the party. Now, my friends, I'm looking at your faces, and you got the same joy I do, don't you? So all I got to do is look at this.